your biggest disappointment team this year?
Lakers. Lakers by far because you have LeBron, right? LeBron doesn't typically get off to super slow starts like we have seen this year. Not him specifically, but his teams, right? Like the Lakers don't look good. Last night, they used Russell Westbrook as a screener in a pick and roll because he's that awkward of a fit out there with LeBron. Now, granted, it worked, but it's a clunky fit. I knew it was going to be a clunky fit, but I didn't expect it to be like this. So we're like, you have him playing point center basically, or center point. I don't know how you want to call that, but I don't know, man. They look bad, and Melo looks rejuvenated, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. They don't look like I don't feel confident when I'm watching. Like, oh yeah, like if I'm betting on a parlay, right? I don't feel comfortable just saying, oh yeah, that's an easy Lakers win. You know what I mean? And typically for LeBron's teams, you felt some sort of confidence when you bet, but I don't know, man. Just not this year.
Did you expect this version of Russell Westbrook? Because when I watched their first game, I was like, okay, Westbrook doesn't look like a great fit. We knew that already.
Yeah.
But what I saw a lot of, especially in that second half, was Westbrook was completely deferring to his teammates and just standing on the wing, standing on the corner, making that extra pass, and not in the sense of being unselfish, but it was more of being too unselfish to the point where he's like, I don't want to
Hurting.
get blamed for this. I don't want to have LA media on my case for the way we play. So I'm just going to start deferring since I'm not hitting my shots. Did you see Westbrook being this, I would say, passive this early on? Because we know a guy like Russell Westbrook, he's not passive. He is one of the more alpha players in the league.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's tough being on this Lakers team. And even Frank Vogel came out, I want to say a few days ago, and he said, Russell Westbrook needs to learn how to fit in with us. He's a new player. He's got to figure it out. So, and a lot of Laker fans are saying, you know what, Frank Vogel's got to figure this out because you got a guy like Russ and you're having him do things that he shouldn't be doing. You're having him sit on the perimeter. You're having him not bring the ball up. And these are things that goes against what he's good at, similar to what happened in Houston and why he didn't work out in Houston. So I'm shocked from what I'm seeing as far as Russ. Are you at all any bit shocked?
A little bit because, like you said, his whole career he's been an alpha player, right? He turns 33 in like I don't know 2 weeks. To be able just to say, you know what, I'm going to completely remake my game and turn into a completely different player at 33 is wild because you know for a fact the Lakers didn't pick him up thinking, oh yeah, he's going to defer to AD and LeBron like he's a fifth on the pecking order, right? He looks like he's just like, hey, I'm not getting blamed for this. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna turn into a different player that the media would like more. But the problem is, Russ's entire career is kind of built on things that the media doesn't like. You know what I mean? Like the ball dominant, like he's gonna get his, like that's the type of player he is. And now trying to change your entire game at 33, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I kind of thought he'd come in, and I kind of honestly, I thought Anthony Davis would be the one that kind of took a back seat a little bit. Not saying that he would fall off completely, but I thought because no offense to Anthony Davis, he doesn't strike me as that alpha player, right? What he did he even get out of the first? Yeah, he got out of the first round one time in New Orleans,
One
right?
time. I mean, you brought up a good point though, as far as Alpha. And sorry to interrupt. The only reason why I wanted to bring that up is because we're talking about Alpha. Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard got into it on the
Yeah.
bench, but they got into it, and it was not good. It did not look like a good look. You had Russell Westbrook, Rondo, LeBron. They were all like eight.
There's a lot of characters on that team.
And they were. I think what I was surprised to see was, and I don't know if any of this had to do with the top 75 list, which we'll get into later, real quick, but I wonder, and this might sound crazy, but I wonder if that frustration from Dwight was building up because Dwight was one of those snubs. And he's tired of AD getting that preferential, that special treatment. And maybe he just laid it to Anthony Davis. And AD was not stepping down. Neither of them were really going, they were both going at each other. And I would say that's very concerning this early on in the season. You don't see that. So you're right. It is a lot of those personalities. But I will say, I am a little bit surprised that Anthony Davis is getting to the point where he's getting this frustrated, right? Because it's only game 3 and you're already fighting with your teammate. it's not a good look. To me,
No, that's a horrible look. Magic Johnson said it best on Twitter. He said, what did he say? There's trouble in Lakerland or something like.
He
all
said,
right, man,
all the years that I've played, I have never seen a fight like that.
I'm gonna call bullshit on Magic saying that because he played in the bad boy Piston era. Like there had to be some fights in the locker room, and the Dwight and AD fight. I think it happens more often than we think in the NBA. It's just weird to see it that magnitude this early in the season, right? Like you kind of don't want to see that between your stars. Well, your star and a role player because Dwight's not there anymore.
Well, you don't want to see that from your star in any.
But yeah, in any capacity.